Stand by. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are, 99 episodes in. And I can see that we have our usual guests. PJ Maybe is on mute, and Alex has decided that a book is quite interesting.
Aye, but the thing is, what's behind the Beano? We remember all the old TV programs that were reading the Beano. The Beano, the Beano, the Bunty, and the Bare Ass Monthly.
Yeah, but I'm on the younger generation, so unfortunately our teachers were clued in on what the heck we were hiding.
God, yeah.
No, I basically I remember the old joke. What you reading? The Beano, the Bunty, or the Bare Ass Monthly?
Anyway, it's the 2000
Honest, it's a Beano.
version.
Honest, Gov, it's a Beano.
Yeah. I can't believe it's worth it. Wonder how much it's worth because it's still in good nick of that.
Okay, thing me, I've got a few. I've got a few 2000 ADs, 70s. I've got a Star Lord for the 70s.
There's probably a load of inappropriate jokes in here that you can't get away with now.
Well, Nerdotic is always looking for comics that are of that genre. So if there is ones, he likes the ones with the covers that are a bit weirdish. But no, the Beano's a good one.
Yeah,
And I've got a couple of bits. I've got a couple of things I picked up.
The funny thing about this version is that they're in Loch Ness.
Aye, Nessie. Is that Nessie?
No, it looks like Pug from the Bash Street Kids.
What was it one I've got? I was reading last night. Put it up there. Give me 2 secs. I'm going to have what have you done? What have you done?
It's just me screwing around. I
Yes.
lost where we were. I was just trying to get Alex to get the thing up on the big screen, but yeah, I suck at this.
I definitely
I
do.
can't even. There we go. They changed the layout on the back end, so I don't really have it anymore. How do I actually get him up on the proper?
No, see when you're because it's the one in the top corner goes on the big screen. So at that point, drag me across.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
The prunes were woolly.
The Bruins and Ur Wally.
Mad! That's Mad Face.
That's the classic Ur Wally's face. So that was the classic one. It's changed throughout the years, but the Bruins stayed in Glebe Street. I used to work in Glebe Street. They stayed, I think, number 10 Glebe Street, and we used to because Glebe Street's a real street. So it is in Glasgow, but it's right in the city centre, just across from the Royal Infirmary. And I used to work with one of the companies there. I think they because it's a very short street, and they think their office was number 2, so there wasn't a lot because it used to be closes. So the numbers were 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and across the road was 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, that type of thing. So there was like maybe 4 or 5 closes one side, 4 or 5 closes the other, and that's how the number didn't work. So 10 Glebe Street was a house in a close. But there you go. So the Bruins and Ur Wally.
Well, that's it.
Whoosh. The English are say bad. I know say bad. I don't think a Scottishman have ever said those words.
The English, they're not so bad. The English establishment is, but the English are not so bad. That's not an old one. You used to get people who were very Scottish, and they would say, "I hate England." The English are not so bad, but I hate England because it's the governments. People, even people who are very nationalistic, used to know it wasn't the English; it was England. It was the government who used to do all this shitey stuff, and it's the same way governments all over the place. Look at the crap we're getting up here. Yeah, I mean, the nationalists are the one behind it, and they're actually saying, "Aye, now the people are saying SNP."
Yeah,
Others are not so bad, but the SNP, same thing.
Just Scotland.
Well, anyway, I've got something to show because I'm building that Dalek at the moment.
Yes.
I got you on the big screen.
Thank
And
you.
the thing is, I keep saying, Alec, you should have actually each time you're building it, do a time lapse of it getting built. So you get and build it up gradually, and then put it all together in a big and show it all getting built.
This is getting heavy.
Bloody hell, that's humongous.
I know.
I thought it was going to be a bit smaller.
I know, but as I ain't got the Dalek mutant inside, look what I put inside it.
You should have put. Right.
I was thinking when you say you're building one proper and it's die cast and everything.
You
I thought
should have
it
put
was going to be the small one inside.
I could have, but look at the freaking
You should have put him inside it.
I know. I don't know how. I know it's for my little brother and that, but look how much it. What? I'm really having trouble like holding it up. Like,
Aye, I've heard that problem.
But I've had to put wood in between just to keep it propped.
Wait. When you twist the top of the Dalek, is that squeaking against something, or is that actually meant to?
That's the gears.
That's the gear, so it's meant to sound like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Wired up, but as you can see, I've had to tape some wire to the back panel and everything. It's getting there, but I don't know what it's going to be like once it's fully complete, because this is that's die cast metal.
I it's a shame you didn't think from the very beginning, step by step, and just.
I know, but everyone else is doing it, but Jesus, I've got to put this down now because
I know, but everybody else is doing it. But you imagine I literally step by step, and thing. Wait a minute.
Might as well put a dog lead on it and call it Rover.
Right.
Anyway, I'll be back in a second, guys, because I've got to put it back in my little brother's.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
There was something I had, and I was basically I can't remember what I did with it. I've got too much junk, too many places.
I don't know why I've got.
How dare you call that room junk?
It's basically trying to remember what I did with things. I've got too many drawers, and I can't find it to remember what I put in my drawers. Yeah, it's that whole same old problem.
I'm just putting on the big screen saying I don't have enough space.
I don't. I've literally. The guys will testify to that, Jim. Did you get your parcel?
It's not arrived yet. I'm expecting it about Thursday next week.
Right. And the tracking's okay.
I will double check that later on, but I just looked because we have silly delivery dates here.
Aye, it's just that what's happened. I've got new stuff, right?
Right.
And because I've got new stuff, I normally take stuff off my shelf, and because I don't want to take the new stuff out of boxes or bags, put them up and take the old stuff, put them in boxes and bags, it defeats the purpose because there's just in boxes and bags. What I do is either usually take them to a charity shop or put them aside for my nephews and stuff like that. And I thought, yeah, so I sent them down to Alec for his brother and went basically because some of the stuff were good stuff, shall we say, It's no as if when I'm taking stuff off, I'm going, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm just taking stuff off because I need space. So certain things have to come off because, oh, that's where that space there is what I need. So what's there comes off. There'll be exceptions, obviously, like my Judge Dredd gun or my Judge Dredd helmet, my Judge Death helmet. Things like that won't go, or my badge and stuff won't go. My phasers. There's certain things will not go, but every time I clear space, something has to come off the shelf.
Yeah. No,
So
I understand that fully, and I did the same for Alex. He was over at my place in Maidenhead before I had to move away back to Sweden.
yeah,
And he found one of the items that I had held on to the longest, and it was a tiny die cast replica of USS 1701-D, which is the
I was never a big. I preferred the A.
yes, but it was one big. It was really tiny, but when you lifted it up, that is, yeah, Alex on the screen there. And Alex, how heavy is that one? So he's on mute, but
He's on mute, but we cannot do that.
Bad
yeah,
news.
but that one that he got, that probably weighs not as much as his Dalek, but it is a really heavy one.
Jim,
That big boy said that and ran away.
Jim,
Yep.
I dropped it on the floor.
But it's yours now. You broke
Yeah.
it. You bought it.
Don't worry. There we go. Put
Yep.
themselves back on.
And
Yeah,
my nephew's. Remember, I told you my nephew built me this. Remember, I told you my nephew built me that.
Yeah.
Well, he's in it.
So
He's just finished building himself another piece of equipment. He's obviously done the Game of Thrones sword, the Lord of the Rings sword. So he's got the. I can never remember the names of the swords. The King Sword, the broken one, right? And he's also done the dagger from Game of Thrones. But he's just built one of these out of wood.
that's a Scottish hammer. That's not Thor's hammer. That's a Scottish hammer.
That is basically, it's as you can see, it's not that big. That's basically just one of the.
It looks really good. Yeah.
Right, but he's built one, even with the cord and out of wood, and it's full size one. And I was down there today, and I was like, I was tempted to say what to build me one, but he built me the sword, and
but just
really,
in case
really good.
Colin happens to be lurking in the background, which I don't know if
Oh,
he is,
there's nothing in the background.
that is historically the accurate size of Thor's hammer, because it was just a tiny blacksmith's hammer. That's all it was. It's not the big badass stuff we see in Marvel stuff and everything. It was just a tiny blacksmith's hammer.
But it's basically
Oh,
the one he's got is literally that size. It's
shit.
and it looks absolutely cool.
I would say
built it
welcome
with
to.
I'm
I'm not going to pronounce the name.
No, you've mispronounced it. That is a num 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 num.
Now, from now on, he shall be known as Nom Nom.
Num 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 num. Isn't that right, Mister? Num 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 num. See, you have to get the pronunciation. You have to get the pronunciation correct. Right. What are we talking about in the chat? Right, I've read that up to Miranda the Bruins, because the Bruins are the greatest. So's Urwally, but you can never will no talk about Urwally. Because people don't want to hear it because it's called
we got the
Urwally.
clarification. So he identifies as Eminem. Yes, I said that correctly.
Not Eminem, or it's Eminem. But
Oh dear, we have emergency surgery here on the 1701D.
Yep.
he dropped it. He dropped it. He dropped it.
I've dropped
Right.
That's what I was trying to warn you about. It's really heavy. It's deceptively heavy for being so tiny. I don't know. It's
here's a
something
dial
heavier
it.
than diecast.
All right, Jim. I'll get you a new one.
I'll be
There we
fine.
go.
As long as you got
Yeah.
the turtle safe, I'm happy.
Wait. If that is a die cast, why is he using rubber glue for it?
Rubber glue.
Uh-huh.
I use this.
That's the same glue I would use for doing my Warhammer models. It's rubber cement.
No, I would not use that one for Warhammer figurine. Are you crazy? You would melt the plastic.
That's for the one I used, unless they've changed it, similar bottle, and they've just changed the thing.
Right, I did a mistake when I forgot my
think
first
that's
I've
Warhammers.
not dealt with
I
Warhammer
used
for about 8 years. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got one of those because I thought that was going to be perfect type of glue. Well, I just put it on my Warhammer figurines and they literally melted.
There we go.
It's like a melting Who Framed Roger Rabbit level of melting.
Oh, I hate that bloody singing it. Anyway, there you go. Is that
Yep.
fine?
That looks great.
Okay.
right, at least we know how to pronounce the name now.
My bad.
You can make a noise like you sat in the toilet seat straining and still won't plop out. That's how you pronounce my name. I coughed halfway through it, so I've mispronounced your name. I do apologise.
No, I think the cough was actually intentional.
There we go. Right.
Yep.
So it's
You
back
know
on.
what it is. I know what the problem is.
Back
I
on
know
the
what the
stand.
problem is.
There we go.
I've
That
not had-
looks
I've
really
not-
good.
I've not had my tablets. If you hold a minute, I need to take my medication.
Iron Brew.
Not that we're sponsored.
By the way, Iron Brew, we're still not sponsored.
No.
No,
Why?
no, still drinking it. I was we were looking at the old ads earlier on, so we were
Oh, funny.
my Iron Brew hat.
Go on, minute.
So we were actually looking at the old ad. The new ad is absolutely superb. So has anybody seen the new ad?
No, we haven't yet.
Oh,
Let's see if we can find it, unless it's going to be something that is copyrighted. It's
No,
probably
I've got
going to
it
be.
right.
it is. It won't be copyrighted. Iron Brew's really good. Bars are usually quite good when you're showing their ads. It's not a negative from us. They know I drink it because I've been in contact with them. I've got my Iron Brew here. I've got my diet, and I've got the 8 bottles. the
I
packet,
mean,
sorry, the
if
8 cans.
Iron Brew was going to say no, they would have cancelled this show a long time ago, because
Yeah.
we've been doing Iron Brew on the show for
I've got
literally-
a tray of 24 diet, which I drink a lot of, and I've got 8 cans of normal, which I use if I'm having a hypo. So I've got my Iron Brew still.
Remember
But
that time we met you at Euston Station? We had all Iron Brews on standby.
yes, right. Give me 2 seconds. Right. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. And bars, we do love Iron Brew, and I hope you don't mind us showing your ad, because we were talking about it just because, and I think it's great. The new ad is superb. So here it is here, and pay attention. The language is great.
Soft drink. This is not a soft drink.
What is it then, pal, huh? An egg sandwich?
This is telling you.
Right. The guy, it's the shopkeeper.
We
Anybody
know.
watch Still Game? That's
Yeah.
Naveed. That's Naveed
Yep.
from Still Game. Just so you're aware.
This is telling your boss the jokes aren't funny. This is running into the freezing cold sea. And just your granny pants. It's showing how you feel.
She left me.
Having the strength to move on. This is flying too close to the sun with ginger hair and a heat wave. No guts, no glory, show the world who you truly are. No, pal. This is Iron Brew and it's made in Scotland from Gulpers.
I'm not wearing any pants.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now,
I'm going to say
Yes,
one
yeah.
thing first here. That is how you should have done the Braveheart film.
listen, boy, William Wallace should have had ginger hair and freckles.
But only that
Come
kissing
on,
his
it's still
guns.
raining. Come on, it's raining. They'll no get us. Iron Brew is still banned in the USA.
It probably is because
That's
we
weird.
got tastes over here.
The thing is, I've taken it over and I've gone through customs with the Iron Brew because I took it over from Roman the last time I was in Vegas. So if it's banned, is it banned for selling or banned in general? Because I've taken it over the last time I was in Vegas. So that was what, 2 years ago? A year and a half ago? It could be now, but it's made in Scotland from girders.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if our background tunnel was made from iron.
do you know Woke got to this?
I didn't.
Nah, that's not
Ed?
possible.
Woke got to this. Do you know what its name used to be?
It's been
Eh?
Iron Brew for decades.
Yes, but it was Iron Brew. IRONBREW. And people changed it because people will think it's brewed from real iron. Hence the reason why it's called IRNBRU, Iron Brew. So it doesn't confuse people who think it's made from real iron because it's Iron Brew. Made in Scotland from girders was the old thing because people were daft, but that's why they changed the name because people got them. Which is crazy. It's still Iron Brew, but they changed it from IRONBREW. Made in Scotland from girders. I remember the first advert. The wee guy was sweeping the street, and then he looks around. And he picks up the pavement and sweeps the dirt under it and puts it down. Made in Scotland from girders. And that's basically, it's been like that since the 70s. I can't remember when the first ad came out like that, but I remember it was a wee ginger haired guy and it was, but Iron Brew, it was called IRONBREW.
We got the
No.
non-believer in the chat.
Mhm.
But
that
Iron Brew, when I came over to UK for the first time in my late teens, I was going to say early teens, but late teens, I got the taste of Iron Brew and I thought, we do have a similar thing coming from the Scandinavian regions called Trocadero. And for the longest time, I was convinced they're pretty much the same. But now that I moved back again, Iron Brew is far superior. It has better taste. I would even dare wager it's probably got less sugar or less burnt in sugar within it because it just tastes clearer for some reason. The taste between those two drinks are quite similar. Iron Brew is just more flavorful for some reason. And I've been drinking it since, well, for the last 3 decades. And I'm one of those cheeky ones. Even if I go to fancy restaurants and they have Iron Brew on the soft drinks, I'll actually order one.
Okay, I'm not saying anything about what.
Right.
Well,
see,
the
there's
last one I actually believe. It's probably
Right,
part of
there's
the memoir.
here's an ad, right? This is a fairly modern ad as well. It's not that old, but it shows. It's basically they're showing it to. I've got the sound turned off on it, I think. I've got the sound turned off. I'll turn the sound on because I've not heard the sound. I've not heard this one, but it's
I'll leave you in charge of the controls. I'm not touching any buttons.
right. Okay. Sound and share. All right. So Iron Brew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iron blue. Give me that iron blue.
But as the sweets, do you see the spelling of the sweets?
Yep.
Iron Brew. That's what it used to be called.
Yeah, now that you mentioned, that's odd because I remember that font type thing
Uh-huh.
used to be on the cans.
Yep. I'm just actually seeing if I can find where when it changed. Right. Let's see what it says. The name. There you go. The name changed from Iron Brew to Iron Brew. Occurred. Oh. It did happen, but it happened actually well before my time. Well before even my time, and I'm an old pensioner now. The original
You're not
known
that old,
as
you're just classic.
the original known as Iron Brew, IRON was officially renamed IRN-BRU in 1946. This change was prompted by the new government regulations that required product names to be literally true. Since the beverage did not actually contain much iron and was not brewed, the name was altered to Iron Brew.
Wait.
It did happen. It did
Hold
happen, but it was
here.
well before my time. Obviously, I basically it's one of those Mandela effects. It's probably because of the sweets, Iron Brew. But
Hold on here. You're trying to tell me there is a law from 1946 telling me that one of the most delicious dishes from Scotland isn't really telling you what the dish is, which is haggis.
Aye.
So it's not really telling you what it is.
No. It's not. It's saying it has to be literally true. So if if haggis was called bacon bites, there's no bacon in it, so it can't be called bacon bite. It's like you get a sweet, and the sweet is called sweetie cigarettes, for instance, or tobacco, a chewy tobacco. If that was around when 1946, it couldn't be called it because it's not tobacco, it's candy, so you can't call it tobacco. So it's that type of thing. So you could still call. So you could call Iron Brew great drink. They won't have an issue with it because it might be a great drink, it might not be, but it's not. The literal truth is, it was not made from iron and it was not brewed, so it's not Iron Brew.
Well, I'll just have to comment on Eminem's comment there. I don't think the Scottish people, because I've seen them, I don't think they discovered Ozempic yet.
Who needs Ozempic? I don't even know what Ozempic is because I'm from Scotland. I've actually got.
I rest my case.
I don't know what it is. I'm assuming Ozempic is some American drug. There it's there. So, original name introduced in 1889. Official launch as Iron Brew, 1901. Name changed to Iron Brew, July 18th, 1946. First commercial use of Iron Brew is 1948. Iron Brew has soon become a significant part of the Scottish culture and is often referred to as Scotland's other national drink. So, That's what it was. It was 1946. So just goes to show I had heard about it when I was a kid, so I just assumed it happened then. But I used to eat Iron Brew chews, and I've had Iron Brew Highland toffee and stuff like that, and I've had Iron Brew chews fairly recently in the last year. So
I had Iron
it's
Brew
obviously stuck
toffee
up
and
there.
rock candy.
Yep. And so it's obviously stuck up there, and that's the thing. So it's a Mandela effect. It never actually happened. However, my mind said it did because I'd obviously heard the story. So, bummer. Attlee was still Labour, so it was Labour that actually ruined Iron Brew for us, everybody, because it had to change from Iron Brew. It's a wonder they got away with the adverts made in Scotland from girders. That's actually literally not true. But Iron Brew ads are absolutely superb. You seen the American one? Did you see the American one?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I do have a quick question here around fairy tale stories and origin. And I'm not sure if this one exists in the English language because I haven't come across it. And it is the story that is called Soup from a Nail.
Super.
Soup from a Nail. And it's a fairy tale story about a wanderer that comes across an elderly woman that is basically the cheap bastard of the village, and she will not give anyone anything for free, but he convinces her, and I'm trying to do this really short version. He convinces her that he has a magic nail, as a wood nail that you would nail into, like nail a plank to a stem and build a house. So that nail is magic, and he puts it into a kettle with water, and he boils it and boils it and boils it, and then she starts asking questions. Oh, is it ready yet? And he said, no, it's not really there yet. I need a little bit more ingredients. Do you happen to have some carrots? And do you happen to have some parsnips? And the story goes on like that. He's just getting more and more ingredients, but it's essentially that story of he he got the cheapskate of the village to basically fork out for the entire dish because she thought he had magic nail. I'm not sure if that story translates to that, but I think that's a similar name of Iron Brew. It's made from the mythical iron, but it is not made from iron, this Iron Brew. It's just called Iron Brew. And I lost the entire audience here, I think, because everybody's on mute. But I was trying to keep it short, but it's essentially one of those stories that
No. I
came
thought
from
after all it was
something.
on you.
Yeah, it came from something mythical, which isn't really true because a monster drink isn't made
I
of
know, but
monsters.
it's typical government overreach. People might think it was actually brewed from iron. Give us a break. You know what I mean? People have got brains. You know what I mean?
Yes.
In 1946, people who just come out of the Second World War lived through and they're saying, but they might think it's actually got
Well,
iron in it and it's
I'm
been
pretty
brewed.
certain if you were in the trenches in World War II, you brewed your stews and everything with whatever you could get your hands on.
Aye, but I think it's been one of those caught up things. Anyway, this is an old 1990s Iron Brew advert, right?
All right.
I need to share the entire screen. So
I'll
Iron
put you on
Brew
big
is
screen, but I'm heading on mute. Give me a second.
right. This is the 1990s one. Right, he's ready. Here we go.
And giant shoulder pads. It's not a drink from those crazy Yanks because it's made right here. You know it's tougher than tank. Made in Scotland, unpronounceable too. Made in Scotland, gold bars, Iron Brew. Still, this ad is really quite fun. Could give me a of fame. It's a bit of a shame.
Now that's an
Uh,
advert.
That's an advert. But aside from the ending of that soundtrack, it actually made me want to literally start watching cartoons from the 80s again.
Uh-huh.
We're talking
But it's
Mars,
al-
we're
but
talking
it's
He-Man,
also
we're talking
Uh-huh.
all of that. Transformers,
yeah.
G.I.
But it's
Joe.
also the fact is it's taking the Mickey out of the American commercials.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not taking the Mickey. It's an homage to American commercials. And
Yeah, but it's part of, and sorry to say, Scotland, you're part of England, which means you're British. It's that British self-deprecating turned inwards humor.
aye,
So it's
that
making fun
there
to
you go.
self
My
and
wife
showing
makes
everyone.
carrot
Yeah.
cake and she puts real carrots in it.
Mm.
Yes, the modern stuff has got substitute this and substitute that. Modern carrot cake has all carrots in it, but in the war it was used. They used carrots to make it and no sugar. Whereas
Yeah, I work professional kitchens. I know carrot cake has no carrots in it whatsoever.
my wife makes it with carrot,
Yep,
so
you
she does.
can.
A sprinkle of carrot in it. Yes, Ulysses 31. That is great. I've got Ulysses 31. I've got the box set somewhere.
Yeah, that's the name I was literally thinking. I just couldn't click
I
it.
know. I
Because
picked
Ulysses
up Ulysses
31,
31. Uh-huh. I picked that
Ulysses
up
31, and that
last.
soundtrack on Iron Brew was literally spot on.
See, and I'm not the only one. It does. The sister puts carrots in her carrot cake too. So, yeah. So, yes.
Yeah, all I can say is, having worked in professional kitchens, if you go into restaurants, you're not having carrot in your carrot cake.
I know that's why I don't have carrot cake when I'm in restaurants. Sticky toffee pudding, because I don't care if it's no
Ooh.
sticky. I don't care if it's got toffee, and I don't care if it's a pudding. It just tastes delicious.
Yes.
Not spotted dick now.
No,
I
I
was just
basically
doing this.
certainly
What the
don't.
dick as well?
I certainly don't want anything in that with the right name. And I certainly don't want Toad in the Hole.
I don't know the origin story of Spotted Dick, but it must have been a baker or someone that made it. And it's like, shit, everybody's ordering this. I'm going to give it the worst name possible. And everybody just kept ordering it.
Aye. The Lost Cities of Gold I've got as well. I picked them up at a charity shop a couple of years back, and I'm sure I showed them on the stream. The Ulysses 31 and the Lost Cities of Gold. I'm sure I showed them.
Yeah, that must be sub 30 somewhere in our streams.
No, I've not.
It's early on.
Has anybody seen Alien Earth?
No.
No,
No.
I'm staying away.
I've heard about it, but I'm glad I've not seen it. But Alien, the first movie, Alien, it was okay. I'm never a big fan of. I was never a big fan of it. So all the Alien movies, I prefer the Predator movie. But then again, same idea. I like the Predator movie. I didn't like all the sequels. I've got most of them. Same as the Aliens. I've got a couple of them. But I was never a big fan. Was it Aliens 2 with was it
It's not
Martinez?
Aliens 2, it's Aliens plural.
Aliens, was it Martinez when they had all the dropship and all the troops, and it was
Bill
we're
Paxton.
gonna
It's
die,
game
man.
over,
We're
man.
gonna
It's
die.
game over.
Game over, man. We're going to die. But that one where she's standing and she's got a big gun, and it says, Martinez, has anybody ever confused you with a
Taking you for a
man?
man.
She says, no. Have they ever done that with you? Perfect comeback. Typical actual. At that time, it showed it was a woman who didn't take the piss, because it was literally one of these. Did anybody ever confuse you as a man? No, have they ever confused you? Perfect comeback.
Literally, that comment made me believe that she kicks ass. I don't care how Mary Sue you make that woman. She kicks ass.
Because basically, and she looked as if she had the muscles. It wasn't just some. She was small, but
Yeah.
built, and it was basically modern weapons they were using. And hers was she had it, and she had it. It was she had the harness and all that on, so it's all to do with that.
Yeah,
But
she was partnered up to that other guy.
she could take the joke. She could take the joke with the guy, and she could give as good, if not better.
She gave better than she got.
Vasquez, that's what it was. Vasquez.
Vasquez,
He
yeah.
was superb.
Come on, Bill Paxton's role in that
Bill-
film entirely. He's amazing.
Yep. Well, Bill Paxton's been in here. What? Predator 2, Aliens, Terminator. What else?
I can't know.
He's literally been killed by every super alien there is.
Yeah.
Was he not in? Was he not in? Well, what was that? The alien one. The one. Oh God! They made us with Will Smith. What was
No,
it? with Will?
no, it's Bill
Men
Portman.
in Black.
Bill Portman. No, it was the Men in Black. It was the
No, Independence Day.
Independence Day. That's the one I was thinking. Was he not in that?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
No, not as the president in that one. I knew it was him, but I thought he was
No,
in
that's
that.
Bill Pullman.
I knew it was the Bill Paxton, but I thought he was in Independence Day. Just goes to show, but there you go.
Anyway, speaking about Scotland, you know they're doing the remake of the Highlander.
Eh?
You know they're doing the remake of Highlander.
Ali?
Yeah.
I've
I
heard
thought
some
it was
amazing
already.
stuff about it.
Yeah,
But
you got
it-
Henry
it just-
Cavill, David Bautista, what's his
The guy that
face?
plays Drek or whatever it is in Guardians of the
David
Galaxies.
Bautista. You've
See,
got
I've never been a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. I've seen the
You
first
also
movie,
got-
and that was it.
Who was the guy who played the Gladiator?
They were the
Russell
yeah.
Crowe. Russell
Yeah,
Crowe
Russell
is going
Crowe.
to be the Spaniard.
I don't think that's going to work.
But
But-
do you know who has been
Who's going
called
to
as
be
Connor
Who's going to
McLeod?
be McLeod?
Henry Cavill.
Is he? Well, at least he can speak English because remember,
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well,
Christopher Lambert has. They had Christopher Lambert. Was he French? Could hardly
Yeah.
speak English.
Yeah, he was
played the
French.
Scotsman.
He did not speak a single word of English
Yep.
at the time he was landing.
Kurgan was.
arrived at
Kurgan was. We were talking about. I was
Clancy
talking about this to
Brown
my wife.
is the original.
Clancy Brown, because she goes, "Who's Clancy Brown?" I says, "That's your favourite movie, Shawshank Redemption." He played the guard. She says, "Oh, is
Ah.
that him?"
But
But
he-
anyway, so you had a Frenchman who couldn't speak English playing the Scotsman. You had a Scotsman playing the Spaniard,
aye.
and then you had Clancy Brown playing Kurgan, who was he German? Was he Russian?
He was Germanic,
Aye.
based on the dressing, the dress code and
So,
all that
but-
stuff.
well, I was going to say Karen Gilligan, who played Amy Pond in Doctor Who. She's been cast as McLeod's first wife.
Uh-huh.
It's a
And
bit
she
of
said-
waste.
Well, yeah, but she said don't need the dialect coach for this one. So she's going to speak with a full Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Well, at least Henry and Karen. Sad name, sadly, but I think at least them would be able to nail Scottish. They
Oh,
would
really?
actually have a good basis to
How would you get
sound Scottish.
Henry? How do you think Henry would nail Scottish? Why?
He's English. He's English
That
born
is-
and bred.
Aye, he's English. Doesn't it make it mean it'll be able to nail Scottish? Alec, give us a Scottish accent.
Oh no, he's gonna sound Italian.
No.
But you see what I mean? Just because they're English and next door neighbours doesn't necessarily mean they can nail the Scottish
Yeah, but
accent.
I
Right,
got
fair
hope-
enough. They're not
I-
going to be Mel Gibson. I love you and I want to marry you.
Yeah, well, okay. If we put it that way, Henry will definitely be better Scottish
Right.
than Gibson.
Yeah. Now, I just want to bring something up. How tall is David Bautista to Henry Cavill?
I don't know. I
And
can't
Cavill
remember. I
is
don't-
about 6'2", and I
Who's
think
Henry Batista? I'm trying to remember, put a picture of him.
he's a WWE star. Used to do lots of wrestling. He's short
Yeah.
but very bulky.
I don't watch WWE, so
Well,
I
yeah,
couldn't
so-
tell you who he is.
Work
But
this one.
Henry Cavill, is he 6'2", 6'4"?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. He played Superman.
Work this one
Just
out.
got, he could have been wearing heels. He could have been wearing heels.
Yeah,
But I
he
don't
could,
know.
but he didn't need it.
If David Bautista's playing the Kurgan and he's slightly shorter than Henry
Right,
Cavill,
let's see.
if you look back at the original Highlander, how tall was Clancy Brown to I've got his name, Christopher Lambert?
Henry Cavill is 6'1". What's his name? Batista what?
Dave Bautista.
He's 6'6".
Okay.
Henry Cavill 6'1" and he's 6'6".
I thought he was slightly shorter.
No, 6'6". But let's
He
see.
says it's not
Clancy-
6'6". He's shorter than Chris Pratt.
It says Dave Batista is sorry. It says his build is 6'6" inches tall, but his actual height is 6'4".
Yeah.
2 inches off.
So 6'4", but Henry Cavill's only 6'1", so 3 inches.
I'm gonna add this one just to give. That's Jason Momoa in the background doing his like funny meme stuff at whatever they're promoting.
Right.
So he's not
Clancy
a
Brown-
short ass whatsoever. And I think the drawback here is that Henry Cavill might be a little bit too tall to be Connor McLeod.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would say against him. But I think he's British. He will do his utmost to try and
Right.
make Connor
Christopher
McLeod
Lambert was 5'11", and Clancy Brown is 6'1".
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, was it 6'1"? 6'3". Clancy Brown 6'3". Christopher Lambert is 5'11". So you're talking about 4 inches difference. The difference between the two now is 3 inches.
Yeah.
And a wee bit of a heel on his boot.
But
And
I
I'm
don't
sure
think,
Clancy
if I'm
Brown-
going to be
I'm sure-
brutally honest,
I'm sure Clancy Brown's boots had the heels on it to give him that extra.
he was
It's the
su-
same as all the padding.
he was the 80s version of cyberpunk thing with like studded heels and doing all that metal, whatever it was that it was portraying. But he's still a tall guy, and I do not think that Clancy Brown can be changed. Okay, Eminem, I will hold you to that.
Pick up a sword and save him from Kurgan, but die doing it, calling it first. And
Yeah.
Eminem read the script already.
Because as light-hearted, even
Yeah.
though it's violent, as Highlander is, yes,
who's
she
directing
gets.
it? It depends who's directing it.
Kurgan goes to town on her, unfortunately, and he even mentioned it later on, and it's gruesome.
Yeah.
Of
that-
course,
that
it's gruesome
part, but I
because
think-
remember, Kurgan actually used it to try and get Connor McLeod angry.
But I think they're gonna omit that completely.
I think so as well. I think he's going to torture her, maybe, and that would be it. He's not going to do anything other than that, or else he's going to actually explain how he killed her slowly rather than do
Yeah,
anything. I think
but
that-
here I'm gonna do a calling as well as Eminem did.
who is
She is
directing
going
it?
to be the reason
I'm
that
hoping it's
Kurgan
not
has the
Taika
deep,
Waititi.
raspy voice because she will have slashed out with a knife, cutting his throat during that incident.
And that's why he talks funny.
Yep. I'm calling it right now. You heard it right now. I'm calling
No,
it.
no, Grand Moth is
The guy who directed the John Wick
McLeod
film.
will be trans ally, so Mrs. will have a winkle.
Okay, challenge accepted, Miranda. We'll catch up later on and see who called it.
Uh-huh.
But I think Miranda will probably be closer than I will.
And sorry, Miranda, you actually got that wrong. Up in Scotland, we don't call it a winkle. We call it a tadger.
Of course you do. You're a wee man.
Aye,
You're a
but
wee free man.
we certainly don't call it a winkle. That's an English expression. A winkle. He's got his winkle. It's no, he's got his tadger out. It's not Clan
That
McLeod.
actually
It's
makes
Clans
sense
McLeod.
with all the names of the kilts and the sporran.
Aye.
Yeah.
Even the kilt, basically, the kilt is not Scottish.
No, it's the kilt
kilt-
pattern. Kilt pattern is not the kilt.
The tartan is not the pattern. The tartan is.
Tartan.
It
Sorry,
was
my bad.
plaid and stuff like that. But the kilt is an English invention. For the kilt was the plaid was outlawed after the basically Bonnie Prince Charlie the rebellion, the Jacobite rebellion. The kilt, it wasn't the kilt, it was the plaid, but the kilt is the two of them are interchangeable nowadays. But it was the plaid. It was basically outlawed. They had to wear trews. So they wore, but an English, I think it's an English general who had, who was posted to Scotland, had a Scottish regiment, wanted them in a traditional outfit. So he basically took the plaid in their tartan and made them into a regimental size and stuff like that, which was the tartan or the kilt, and that's where it came about. So, like, if you see a lot of these guys who are traditionalists, you'll never see them wearing a kilt. They'll always have the plaid and the wrap round and all that. So the plaid has just got a bit of rope round it, and it's like and stuff like that. The Duke of Cumberland could be yes.
Yeah, but you're ruining it now, saying that it's just an English invention. Because in my mind, if we even take the crappy historical accuracy of Braveheart, which I love as a film,
the
I love as a
Englification
film,
of a
but
tadger.
yeah,
A todger.
I love Braveheart as a film, but the whole thing of
I like Braveheart, but it's from start to finish. Most people know it's just jingoistic. It's not.
it is.
It's a typical Hollywood based on, as in. It's no true. It's just we're taking bits and pieces from these stories and put it in a way we want to do it. Like, for instance, the freedom. He never spoke. He basically never called out freedom. The fact that he was the man because the English Longshanks' son couldn't father, so his future heir was going to be load of rubbish, because the woman who was married and the one that was all about the affair and who he had when he was fighting, she was in France and she was about 8. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, so when he died, she was about 8. And even Robert the Bruce is basically with Robert the Bruce being there with, and
for me, the funny image in my mind has always been, since I learned more about Scottish history, a little bit through Braveheart, that okay, there was this Scotsman that stood up and did yada yada and all that. But I was more thinking of the English historians that had to put pen to paper and going, our troops in York were defeated by men in skirts. So I always thought that as a really funny thing, but now that you say it's just an English invention, that the whole thing was that, it kind of ruins it a little bit for me. Even though
no, York was that the Jacobite rebellion?
It's more the battle around York where they sack York.
Aye, but that was
It
at the
did
Jacobite
happen.
Rebellion when they come over before they get driven back. Right,
Yeah.
but remember that was they were wearing plaid and their tartans, but most of them had the same armor and outfits as the English army.
Yep.
So the fact that they were all wearing woad and they were all wearing kilts, it wasn't they would the peasants would have the plaid and stuff like that. Any soldier would usually be dressed the same as the English soldiers, unless the English soldiers were like the Scottish, which were serfs who got called up to defend because that was part of their duty to send an able-bodied man to fight, and that's the reason why they've got a farm. So the Lord would call one able-bodied man per farm up, and the English would do the same. So it was a case of if it was all serfs and they just had the bill hooks and all that, the English would be the same. But if any of them were soldiers, they would be dressed the same as the English. They would have the armor, the surcoats, the chainmail, the helmets, the swords, the shields, same idea.
Yep.
So the fact that they're wearing belts,
that is something that is well done in the Braveheart film, because when the rain of arrows are coming down on them the first time, you see a lot of people raising shields, and one guy literally just have a rondel, which is nothing more than like a lid for a small cooking pan.
yeah.
It covers
Scotland
nothing
lost
but his
all
wrist.
its shortbread after Culloden, and it broke the nation's. Had shortbread today.
But still, it not taking the history or anything, just as a story, as a film, as a single entity, Braveheart is visually stunning. It's got great characters. It's got fun moments. It's got tragic moments. It's got deep plot intrigue. Everything. Let's put you on big one.
What's
we go.
that?
It's just white on my screen. I can't get any focus on it.
Tablet.
It's a sweet.
Ah.
I was going to say
It's a, it's a peculiar gentleman.
Ah, okay, yeah. Ah, we got the guest here from Madame. But no, the Scottish don't have Ozempic yet.
No, do the Scots really eat shortbread without sugar coating? Yeah, it's shortbread. It's full of sugar.
It's shortbread. In England, they call it millionaire shortbread after they drown it in sugar. Burnt sugar, by the way.
So has anybody worked out what I'm eating? This peculiar gentleman. What am I eating?
I'm not familiar with them.
No, I'm not sorry.
They look like mints or something.
Come on, they're not mints. Anybody know what this peculiar gentleman is? A tablet is beautiful. See, try to explain when I went down to England. I said, "Excuse me, if you get any tablet." They says, a tablet of fudge. I says, "No, tablet."
Miranda's close because the only thing...
tablet of toffee, because of the toffee comes before you break it. They called it a tablet of toffee, and no, a tablet. And I had to give her the recipe for tablet. Says it's sugar. You're cooking sugar effectively. Don't know what that is. She didn't know. Anyway, this peculiar gentleman.
Is it peculiar? Is that the name of it? Because I've heard...
No. That is a hint. It's not a fisherman's friend. It's not that peculiar. It's a peculiar gentleman. A very peculiar gentleman. It's a clue. Come on.
It's
they
not
come
Sherlock.
in this shape. They come in that shape, or they come in that shape. Circular or oblong. Right? They come in different flavors. Very similar flavors, but ones like cinnamon and stuff like that. Come on.
I'm
Who
putting
doesn't
on
know
big
what
screen
these
so
are?
people might be able to... Because I have
The
not got the
circular,
Scooby.
the circular, or That's the two different shapes they come in. You get
Alex,
them at
you
the
should know
old-fashioned
this.
sweet shops. You get them at
Oh.
the old-fashioned sweet shops. These are particular. No, tablet is horrid. It's like haggis, neeps, and shortbread, heroin, deep fried pizza, and all the Scottish. The only thing I would the heroin is the only thing there I don't even touch. Haggis, had haggis yesterday. I had haggis, neeps, and tatties yesterday. Shortbread today. Deep fried pizza. When I say deep fried pizza, with doner meat and extra cheese, does that count? It's a deep fry. I prefer a deep fried to oven baked.
Mm.
You know what I mean? There's
It's
nothing
a
wrong with
tricky
any
one.
of those. Not apart from the heroin, that's the only thing I've never touched. But yeah, all of them I've had. Brady's, got Brady's in the fridge. I've got a couple of Scottish pies and a couple of Brady's, and sausage rolls. I had a haggis, broccoli, and Stilton pie just before I came on.
Ooh, lovely.
I know it was absolutely freaking amazing. We've got a couple other ones. It's anyway, clouty dumplings, beautiful. My granny used to shout at me every time I went up to visit her. If I went up to visit her, just chapped her door and went in, she would give me a slap round the ear. Even when I was in my 30s and I was taking my kids up to visit, she would slap me because my granny knows that I love clouty dumpling. So every time I went to visit her, I had to let her know so she could make it for me. And if I turned up, she would slap me because she hadn't made me one. Right up until she passed. Every time I went up and visited, clouty dumpling. Chocolate ants, no. Heroin with doner meat.
PJ,
Come
if
on.
you're ever over in Sweden,
Has anybody worked out what these are?
No, no.
Even with the clue. What
I
is another
know
word
the
for
name.
peculiar?
It's tickling in
What's
the back
another
of
word
my
for
mind.
peculiar?
Strange.
Right, strange. What's another word for peculiar or strange?
Odd.
Doctor?
Right, so you've got a peculiar, strange, or odd. What's another word for gentleman?
Lord?
And fellow.
Yes, so you've
fellow.
got a odd fellow.
Odd fellow.
Fellow.
These are odd fellows. Come on, you have never heard of odd fellows.
Yes, I have. It was literally just like, you know those penny arcades where you drop it and
Yeah.
it bounces and literally just bounces between pegs before it finally lands in the final spot? Because
Look.
that's odd fellows.
Odd fellows.
Yeah.
And still got them. And I'm being very good because I normally usually go through this big bag. One big bag a month. But because I've been a good boy, I've had that bag for 3 months and I've still got I wouldn't say half because it used to be completely full. So I've got a small amount left. Good boy. You've never heard of Oddfellows? Come on. That's two of you's never heard of Oddfellows.
Oddfellows, PJ, sorry to say, I'm probably the most well-traveled here among the lot. Oddfellows is
Don't get
literally
used to it.
Central United Kingdom. I'm not even going to say English, British, Scottish, Wales, just Central. Because you do not get it in Kent or Surrey. You have to go north of London to get those. Even if you go to the tourist spots and everything, because if you go to Brighton, they don't have Oddfellows. But if you go north,
Pontefract cakes for New Year, was it last year or the year before? Remember, I sent Roman some cakes in the States. I sent him
Aye.
Echo Feckin cakes.
Aye.
So I did Echo Feckin cakes. Now, he looked at them. He says they tasted nice, but he kept saying, anybody wants Scottish cakes? He couldn't actually pronounce the name. And I told him when he got them, he says, I've got some Ecolofacin in cake or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said. And I says, it's Echo Feckin. He says, I'll just call them Scottish cakes.
Well, it's a
Well,
bit
Frank,
the same
but
with
it's the
with
same
your
idea as if
whiskies.
you're going to Kendall and you're
One
getting
whiskey I
Kendall
really
Minty.
like that is on the cheap level is Ochentochen.
Ockertucken.
Yeah, but there's nobody that could ever spell that unless they're drunk.
Ockertucken.
Yep, nobody can spell it
Oh,
unless they're drunk.
Miranda, I love Victory V's. I love Fisherman's Friends. I like this. I like cinnamon sweets. The Oddfellows are very cinnamony, but I'm not a big fan of licorice. I must admit, my wife loves licorice, so. But Victory V's love
Ooh,
nice and
challenge accepted, PJ. You and your missus come over here to Scandinavia, and I can guarantee you, I will cure her of her
Here's the passport.
licorice taste.
Oh no, she loves licorice. She's always loved it. She
No,
doesn't eat a
I
lot
will
of it.
cure that right out of her.
No,
She
you're
will
the
not
point.
love
You don't-
licorice.
It's why would you want to cure something you enjoy? That's crazy. Even I wouldn't actually. I don't like licorice, and I still wouldn't actually. Curing somebody of disliking it is one thing. Curing somebody of liking it, nah, that's a crazy idea.
I do mean it in the light-hearted way that if she
I didn't
really
think you
liked
were
it-
actually going to actually tie her up and actually do a saw licorice for life.
No. It is.
You know,
A lot of people that I met traveling around the globe, they say, "Oh, licorice is actually really interesting and really nice." And then I bring them Swedish or even worse, Finnish licorice,
exactly.
and people are running for the hills.
Exactly, and then
Yes, it's called surströmming, sour
yeah, and
herring.
you going about our stuff.
Yeah, but sour herring.
Aye, but it's that bad you have to actually open it underwater.
Nah, you wussy. It isn't
I
that
wouldn't want
bad,
to eat it.
but it does have that thing when you smell it, whether you open the can, it does goes like, okay, that's very strong French blue cheese kind of level. But when you eat it, you're going, this cannot possibly be what I smell because it tastes delicious. It's really, really weird.
I'll
And I
stick
would
to my
say
I'll stick to my normal stuff like haggis, which is basically
haggis is lovely.
Haggis is lovely. It's just basically it's oats. It's a sheep's intestinal bladder, and it's our stomach. It's basically and it's filled with oats and parts of meat and other stuff.
I'm going to need a couple of seconds. But another part of you and your missus coming over here is I would try to serve you the Swedish version of haggis, and you're going to be surprised of how similar they are.
Well, that's like turning around saying a Swedish version of cheese. It's very like cheese you get over there.
No. I think you're going to
haggis
go.
and haggis it's haggis. That's like saying steak and steak. One's Swedish, one's Scottish. They don't based on
it will
if
be
they're
more
based on the
part of.
same stuff. If they're based on the same stuff, they're going to be delicious. But haggis is
It's more going to be the part that you think us Vikings came over to Scotland, we stole haggis, brought it
we know
back,
that.
and called it
We know that.
our own thing.
As I've told you, where I stay, along the road that way, about 4 or 5 miles, there's a old Roman fort. It was completely buried. What you call it? Not excavated. It was completely not. It was a sand quarry, so it was completely dug out in the 30s. Right, that way, a few miles, there's a couple of Neolithic thing under the golf course. Actually, in the 17th hole, a couple of feet down, Neolithic monuments. Up there's a road that they call the possible Old Roman Road, but actually they think the main road that passes the house is the Old Roman Road. It's just been paved over, and either side of it is things, so it's completely lost. But there's a road up there. They've done 3 digs in the 70s, and they reckon that's it. But they can find a hard-packed road, but no ditches. So they don't think it's a Roman road, but they class it as possible Roman road. which I don't think so, because there's Loudon Hill, where the Battle of Loudon Hill with Wallace fought. Oh God, what was his name? I can't remember his name. Right, so Wallace fought there, and Bruce also fought in the battle at Loudon Hill, different times, different battles. There was also a battle of Drumclog, and there's Loudon Castle that way. But the road, when I track it, goes literally almost from Loudon Hill to Loudon Castle. So was that road actually between the two castles? So Loudon Hill used to have a castle on it, Loudon Castle, main castle. And was that road the main thoroughfare, which is not actually on any maps or tracks or anything going back as far as I can go back? So is it a lost road between the two castles? We don't know, and it's just one of those things. But round about here and up north about 5 or 6 miles, there's 2 mounds, and they think they're Viking mounds. So you have been over here, and you get driven away, and you had to actually build walls to actually keep us out.
We didn't get driven away. We just married your ladies and stayed.
No. Basically, you built walls just because they were scared.
Yeah, because we were the ones
That's
crazy
more
on
likely
mushrooms,
to.
and the Scottish people just went, "Nah, you're not that scary." That's actually a true story.
No.
Most of England was actually scared of the Vikings, but because they came over high on mushrooms and psychedelics and everything, being crazy in combat and battle. But the Scottish literally just went, "Nah." That is literally what happened.
Basically says that's Tuesday.
Yes, that's
That's
literally
a
what the
Tuesday.
Scottish did.
Scottish eggs could have been in English. I don't know. Not a big fan of Scottish eggs. Give me a pork pie anyway. A Bramley's pork pie.
Nah. A
Oh.
Scottish egg, if you don't know this, Eminem, sorry for not pronouncing it fully properly, but a Scottish egg is literally a boiled egg wrapped in sausage meat, then wrapped in batter and breading, and then just deep fried.
Yeah. They called that
That's it.
Scottish egg because it was deep fried.
Yeah. It
And it
is
was-
nothing special. It's basically sausage and eggs.
Alfred burnt the cakes and saw off the Viking. It's the same as that spider, you know what I mean? Hiding. He was hiding, watching that poor woman's cakes, and he burnt it and all that. And it's if it was, and then there's also the spider. Oh, he's sitting there watching the fire, making sure it doesn't go out, watching the spider. There's all these things about these kings actually sitting there getting told what to do with the women in the house. Listen, you're in my house now. I don't care if you've just lost a battle. Sit in your arse over there and watch that fire or watch those cakes. So, yes, Alfred. But, anywho, I've got something I want to show because I'll need to be going in about 10, 15 minutes, right?
I
Pick these up. B&M again. B&M is great. There was actually a TARDIS in B&M, and I thought, oh, 15th Doctor. Whoa, put it back. The 15th Doctor's TARDIS. I picked it up. I didn't see it until I picked it up and I saw the name, and I put it straight back down because it was a new TARDIS. It's one that I didn't have, and I thought, bugger. Anyway, I picked up 2 figures, and you know I like my bauble figures, don't you, Jim? You know I like my bauble figures.
yeah, you do.
I've got them all down here at the moment because they were usually up my window ledge, but I got new window put in, and they screwed it up, so they put a new window in to fix it, and that's why they are still down there because I'm not allowed to put anything on it just now until it completely off. It should have set yesterday, but I like giving it a few days. Anyway, I picked up a couple other bobbleheads, and you know I've got the wee teeny bobbleheads. You know I've got these ones. Come on, you bugger. You know I've got these type of bobbleheads.
Why are
The
you not
teeny ones.
yes.
Right, I've got the wee teeny bobbleheads. However, And I've also got, they're all over there, so they're in a bag over there, the other one. I've got the Dad's Army bobbleheads, but I picked these up.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, you lucky son.
Oh, he's even got voice and everything.
Lovely jubbly. This time next year, we'll be millionaires.
Right. And I couldn't buy one without buying t'other. Right, where's the button on this one? I can't find his button. Where's his button?
Why are you not prepared?
Where's he?
He's never prepared.
Ah, there it's here. This is not working.
I don't think that's suitable for live stream.
This is not working.
That sounds a bit rude.
Could be the battery just needed because anyway, pick those two up. Del Boy and Rodney. Absolutely superb, aren't they?
Yeah. As I was moving out to Maidenhead, I was walking down the main street, and there is actually a funeral firm that has the name Only Fools and Hearses.
Oh,
and they have a proper good old wooden wagon car that they literally transport the coffin in.
I'm just checking to see if there's a switch in the bottom, so could be just the batteries are dead. Because I've been in when it was in the shop, I tried the Del Boy, but I never tried the Rodney. It's probably been in the shop and it's been sitting and people have been putting their finger through and pressing it. So the batteries probably just need to be replaced.
Well, clearly we know who's most popular.
Oh no, I made sure I went through them all till I got one that talked. I didn't even think about that. But there you go. I got a new bobblehead. So yeah, I was quite happy with these. Because I've got the Dad's Army, I've got the small figures like this, the Dad's Army ones, and I've also got the large ones. And now I've got two of the larger ones for my bobblehead collection because I've got a good few of the Only Fools and Horses ones. Come on out. I hate these bags or these bits of plastic because you feel as if it could snap.
The bobblehead you have right now standing in front of the camera, in front of your microphone, I was going to say, is literally perfectly placed. It almost looks like it's added on like an AI thing. Yep, it looks really good.
Have you seen this one, Jim? I know Alex has seen this one, but have you seen this one? Hold on. There's another one. Have you seen that one? Right. Trying to remember how this one works, so I better get it working first.
The suspense is killing me now.
Normal.
Aye, there you go. You seen that one?
Oh no, that's wicked. No. Really?
That's a superb one. You just press his case down.
No, that's brilliant.
So
I so would like to get me one of those.
B&M had them. I got this
B&M
last year. B&M.
Really? B&M.
B&M. Got these out of B&M. Oh, a lot of these ones out of B&M. The Dad's Army ones, similar idea. They don't have all of them because B&M don't get, because there's another set of the Dad's Army ones which were never really issued. So the ones that actually
clearly I need to stop raiding the charity shops and start going.
A lot of these were made by Big Chief. We're doing a lot of these. So I think it's a lot of it is Big Chief stock that B&M managed to get.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, but because I would never have thought B&M would have stuff like that.
Yeah.
They
So
maybe what's he called? I was gonna say Ryan something, but it's an odd shop where you can get all tons of electronics and everything, and they usually have some odd bits and bobs. But yeah,
you're
anyway,
right. But
give me a couple
basically,
of
as
seconds.
soon as I saw the TARDIS, it looked nice. Can't deny it. The TARDIS looked nice, but it said 15th Doctor TARDIS, and I just put it straight back down. Didn't care if it just looked like any of the other TARDISes. The idea that I was the 15th Doctor, I just went, put it down. I didn't know if the doors opened and it showed the inside or whatever. Just didn't care. Put it back down. Wouldn't pick it up. They had a load of Daleks as well, but I always look to see if there's anything new from the Doctor Who series, but it was just the idea of getting that TARDIS. But so that was my most recent finds. The two wee, the Dale and Rodney bobblehead, the larger bobbleheads. So, did you actually manage to? Have you got anything?
Not particularly, except that Dalek I showed earlier.
Yeah. Oh well, it's just basically it's not something we do normally. It was just because I'd picked them up and I thought normally I was going to put them on my shelf with my Red Dwarf ones and my Ming the Merciless ones, and I thought, oh no, I'll wait and open them when we had the channel. Because remember, next month is the final, is the 100th anniversary. Or
Freudian
the
slip
100th.
there.
It's going to be a clip. It's the 100th episode of the Let's Talk Geeky. And technically, it's going to be my final episode. I may come back once in a while as a guest, but the hosting is being passed over permanently to Mr. AWK and Jim the Viking.
Yeah, Jim's taking over. I'm just producing.
Yeah, I'm essentially
No, it's getting passed over.
I'm going to be Jim the General.
Is this the Jim the Viking channel?
No.
Right. So whose channel?
It's going to be FFSI.
It's getting passed over to
FFSI.
Oh.
And who's in charge of FFSI?
Me and Colin.
Right. So it's getting passed over to you and Jim. So you can't say I'm
the producer.
So I'm taking ownership now. I'm technically going to be the general because our dear friends, Mr. AWK and Colin, they're working on something really big that they will be revealing very soon. But I will be in charge. So everything that goes wrong, you just blame me.
Yep. And there is another channel being created, and it is just for clips. It's called Let's Talk Geeky. So if you're looking for it, it's at Let's Talk Geeky. Right. And it's at the moment there's only a couple of clips. What I'm going to do is go through all the old shows and clip out the fun bits, the hilariously fun bits.
Basically, me being a butthead.
There might be a few of Jim being a wee bit pissed at the end of the night. There might be a few of me and Jim arguing about Venom and Spider-Man. There might be a few of me telling crappy jokes that my wife shouts in the background about. There might be just basic stuff like if we talk about a show or a TV program and it lasts for a wee bit, we might just clip that out and just do clip. But the Let's Talk Geeky is going to be clips of the shows. So that's what I'm planning to do. I am taking a step back from anything live, and I'm going to do is just go through.
I'm going to put the demand here because I haven't seen them in a very long while. The doggos definitely need to have a special section because they are lovely.
Of course they are. They're mine. They look like me. Oh, hairy.
Wait, you're not hairy. Wait, did I say that aloud?
I'm not Harry Mary, I'm your ma. I'm not a Harry Mary, I'm your ma.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm no a Harry Mary, I'll slap you in the belly. I'm no a Harry Mary, I'm your ma. Anyway, I need to get going
Mhm.
because I've got things
Hey.
on for thing tomorrow. So thank you again for having us. And when is the next one, Alec?
You're arranging the date, so
I'm not arranging the date. I am just let's see what arranging the date. I love that attitude. It's on
As
the
a
channel.
captain of this show at the moment,
Jim's
you
reading the
cannot
date.
say you're a passenger on the 100th anniversary of our
yeah, we're only
streaming
on
together.
So it definitely can't be there. And the 27th of September. Is that too
Okay.
far away, please?
Yes,
Well, you can say okay all you want. You need to make sure your host is actually available.
actually, no, I'm not allowed to 27th because
It doesn't matter if you're available or not. You need to know if the host is available.
I'm a
might be
Viking.
producing
I
it in
will
the
be
background.
there.
all right.
What about
Well,
the 20th?
I'll
The
rebook it.
20th, Jim.
20th?
20th.
Okay.
Right. So join us again on the 20th of September at 8:30 or 8, whatever time we start. I don't know. I'm no in charge. I'm just actually the good looking. I'm the good looking, handsome face that brings people in.
You just know that you're sounding like the captain of Titanic at the moment.
Sounding like the captain of Titanic. Wee Jimmy Cranky for the
Yes, that would be great.
Listen, I am a big fan of Lord of the Rings, but I'm not having a poison dwarf on the channel. So it's a hilarious option. But no, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But
We will be trying to promo
anywho.
it a little bit, just so you know. So we try to nudge it on all the social medias and everything. That
Yeah.
hey,
What we're
we've
going
been
to do,
goofing around for 100 episodes.
yeah, and we're going to
Kindly
try and
join
get
us.
a couple of the old ones that were on it over the years, because started Let's Talk Geeky in 21.
Hey,
21, aye. 2021 is when I started Let's Talk Geeky. So it was a time. Let's have a wee shifty at the studio. A wee shifty. Oh, and I just closed the bloody studio. How stupid is that? I went to actually open the studio and I closed it because I've got hundreds of tabs opened because I'm checking stuff out all the time. Where do you find it? Where do you find it? Come on, about contents. It's about. I hate this thing. Channel, your channel. There, you're there. Thank you very much. Right, that's where the hell's it tell you more? I'm not old, I'm classic. There you go. Joined in 2020. 2020 I joined, and my first video. Right, my first video was I was doing Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. But my first video was 5 years ago, and it was Chelmsford 123. Before that I did Magic the Gathering, and after that, so I did bits and pieces. So I did Chelmsford 123. I did Chance a Million. I did Red Dwarf, the Promised Land DVD review, but a lot of TV, a lot of Magic the Gathering, my early stuff, because that's what I used to play at the time. And so I would open boxes, I would talk about my decks and stuff. But my first video was about Chelmsford 123. First actual video of a review. And the first where is it? Come on. Alien Bristol County. That was Wednesday reviews. Ghost Trade 4 years ago. So you're talking about 5 years. The channel's been going for 5 years. And Let's Talk Geeky started in 21. I think was the very first Let's Talk Geeky was 2021. So 4 years it's been going, 100 episode. Because remember, it's not as if we did it, a lot of the time we did it every week, but I took big steps off and on. So if you want to look at the old ones, look at PJ maybe and all it's in there somewhere. But eventually they'll all get clipped and put on Let's Talk Geeky. That's what the plan's over for the next few months because I'm taking a step back from being on face. So between now and the 20th, I'll be doing that. And I'll see you in 20th. And then I'll go the ghost. Because I've got other interests.
Wait, let me put that on the big screen. Give me a second. Finding. There we go. Just an old man who loves metal detecting.
Yep. So I'm metal detecting. I basically need to get out and exercise, and metal detecting is the nearest I'm going to get. Going for a walk with a stick.
Aye.
Never found anything. You want to see one of the most recent things I found? A buckle. Yee. It's about.
He's still finding something, and I'm surprised. England.
It's about 200 years old.
The Isle of the British is very tiny, but people are
about
still
200
finding.
Years old.
Yeah, people are still finding amazing treasures.
You want to see an amazing treasure, which makes no sense.
Aye.
This will be the final thing because I should have been going 5 minutes ago. Right, this here, you'll not make it out. It's thingy, right? That's a military button for the Durham militia. It was found not far from the Battle of Prestonpans battlefield, 1745. However, the Durham militia were formed after the English government did basically as an act of panic because of the rebellion of the Scots. They did the Militia Act in 1748 was the Militia Act, which allowed them to do basically conscript people for the militia. The Durham militia first came into 7 years after the Battle of Prestonpans. Their coats, and this is a officer's button from a coatee, and that was circa 1850. So that's 100 years after the battle. So what the hell is it doing in the battlefield? How's that for weird? So the basically Durham militia, which were formed as a result of the Battle of Prestonpans, button from 100 years later was at the Battle of Prestonpans.
These are certain of the things that do attract me to people that do the metal detectorist, which inspired you, the metal detectorist. But it is that, you find something, and then you start to figure out where did it come from, when was the time, why is it here?
It's a hunt. It's a hunt. Look at that musket ball. Some poor sod. Musket ball.
That's a used one.
Some poor sod.
Yeah.
Pure flat. Yeah, it's hit something. So that's basically what I'm taking my time is take up for exercise. Scottish Malteser made of lead. I thought you were calling me a Scottish Malteser. Blonde in the inside. Anywho, thank you very much. Are you two continuing on? And I can just pop. Right. Thanks again for having me, and I'll see you two later. And I'll speak to you during the week. Okay?
Ta-da. Catch you soon, PJ.
Bye, one and all. Enjoy yourselves.
And then there were just two of us.
Yeah.
And we are the ones that will be continuing the channel.
Yes.
We'll still keep on the crazy formats. There will be a lot less heated arguments between me and PJ, of course. because he now I can say it proudly and loudly because he's gone for now. he's probably listening in still, but I'm gonna say he's wrong. Spider-Man is the greatest. I do need backstory to villains. I I don't want a villain that is just going, I'm gonna destroy something. I want to know why he wants to destroy something.
Oh god.
So
Right.
yes, PJ is not
Mm,
always wrong, but when I'm right, he's wrong.
mm. Well, we are going to update the opening, aren't we? And probably
Yes.
upgrade the ending as well. But there's going to be a few changes to Let's Talk Geeky. We'll be talking more modern stuff, won't we, be Jim?
I'm not so sure about that. Your greatest passion is around Thunderbirds and
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, what latest sci-fi, fantasy, and film we've seen lately, you know. So we just try and, you know.
I'll definitely be bringing in things that I'm still exploring and happy to discover in this day and age where
Yeah.
it's so Disneyfied. And I don't mean to go in on the whole political crap about it. It's just Disney has their vision, which is not really making great stories like they used to. If I'm looking at Race to Witch Mountain, the 60s version, 60s or 70s version, it has scary moments and everything, and they remade the modern one of it with The Rock.
Yeah.
It was still funny, but it was more funny than serious because you had these aliens that appeared as kids, but clearly
Mm.
they were vastly more intelligent, superior, and all that, but they didn't belittle their help.
Yeah.
Whereas in the modern one, they did, and it was just not the same.
Mm.
So discovering stories that can still be really great in this day and age, when I say that things have been Disneyfied, is I do like to find them. And at the
Mm.
moment, I do have plenty of audiobooks that I'm going through, and it's like, wow, how
Yeah.
has this slipped under the radar?
Yeah.
Because some of them are really, really great. And it's like, you wouldn't know it because they don't get the promotion. So
Mm.
for me, I'm probably going to try and push stuff that I discover and I like.
Right.
It's maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but I like
Okay.
it.
Can I talk about what I watched the other week?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
I watched Superman, the James Gunn version.
Oh, James Gunn Superman, James Gunn version.
I quite enjoyed it. That's all I can say.
Should we explore that, or should we just leave it at that?
No, I just said I quite enjoyed it. That's all I'm going to say. It's you know, yeah, it's got some faults and all this and that. I know what everyone's saying about it and everything else, but at the end of the day, I just let myself go and watch the story. That's all I wanted to do.
I will agree to a certain part. There were moments
Hmm.
where I felt this is Superman.
Hmm.
It is getting there, but overall,
Yeah,
I left the cinema with a really foul taste. It's like I was promised a certain candy and I was served spinach. I mean, I love spinach because I
Hmm.
like cooking and all of that stuff. But it was, you're getting told you get one kind of meal
yeah,
and it was a completely different one
yeah,
in a completely different kind of spectrum. Because there were certain parts of James Gunn's Superman by James Gunn. And I'm freely using critical drinkers terminology on that, but it is small sections really felt great. They really did.
yeah,
But overall, for me, it was no. And I'm gonna try to not spoil it. But if we take the Fortress of Solitude. It was fucking overcrowded. I'm making a bit of a pun, but the bloody Fortress of Solitude, it was like 25 people there.
I thought you were robots.
No, it's just not robots. It was Lex and his minions and
Yeah.
everybody else. It's like, it's the Fortress of Solitude. It's him, his place to go, relax, chill out.
Oh no. It's just the thing is, he's at the
Listen,
top. It's
there
just
was
that,
literally was there nobody on this planet that was not there.
but the dog didn't belong to him. He was just looking after it while Supergirl was getting drunk on other planets.
Yeah, if they're gonna try and spin off a Supergirl film, no, no, I will not pay money. Elon Musk couldn't buy me to go and watch the spin-off of that version of Supergirl.
Hmm.
Because coming back drunk, off her tits, a British expression in case there is someone non-British, and just going, fuck you, brother. And
Yeah,
then
understand.
buggering off. It's like, what? I mean, Supergirl at least should have. Yes, she has her problems in the comic books and everything. She challenges, but she's not just a spoiled, rich daddy's brat, which is all that just gave off.
Hmm.
That was literally I literally felt sick watching it. But it was portrayed that she's some kind of like cool, good thing. Is no, she came home hungover, still drunk ish.
Mhm. Yeah, but
What
there
the
was. I know what you mean, but there was a line mentioned in it saying, yeah, she can't get drunk on Earth. They can't get drunk on Earth because of the yellow sun, so she had to go on a planet with red suns.
It's, but still,
Well,
David Corenswet,
mhm.
not bad as a Superman.
Yeah.
No, not the Henry Cavill, and definitely not the big boy. But not bad. He kind of hit me as a surprise as Ben Affleck hit me as a surprise as Batman.
Yeah.
I did not think Ben Affleck, because the last thing I recall of Ben Affleck was from Dogma, where he
Yeah,
plays an archangel
Yeah,
working his wings
yeah.
off and trying to slaughter everybody. That's the last thing I recall of him before him being Batman.
Mm.
And it was kind of a surprise. It's like, okay, yeah, bring it on. You got something.
Well,
But the rest of it, Nathan Fillion was complete waste. The greatest thing about it was Mr. Fantastic.
yes. Yeah, I agree on that one.
But even that didn't get enough-ish. It was like, here you get a Red Bull in a slumber party. Pretty much that was the kind of injections. He was not out of line. He was just not matched with the rest of the energy of everything else. But I will give this: Superman was massively better than Jurassic World Rebirth. Crap. But Jurassic World Rebirth has apparently done twice as good or twice as well in the box offices as Superman has done.
I watched Jurassic World too.
I know that's one that's coming, but holy crap. No.
Take care, Miranda.
Night, Miranda. Great to have you here.
Well, anyway, right. Shall we, end the show?
but it's always the sad part. But we do have to do it eventually.
Mm.
I've had a great time. It was
Yep.
good having PD around again, and he was sneaking out a little bit earlier because he was supposed to say that next show.
Yeah. Yep.
But yes, he is starting to focus on collecting all his memorabilias, his geeky stuff, and doing the metal detectoring. But like I said, I miss seeing the dogs on the show because they used to disturb him literally every show we had.
Yeah.
So
Right. Well, anyway, everyone, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and see you on the 20th. Also, me and Colin will be back on the 1st of September with Monday night with FFFSI talking whatever again.
yeah,
So, have fun, anyone. Well, have fun, everyone, and have a good bank holiday weekend.
oh, you lucky sods.
Jim, hit the button.
This is us signing off. Thank you for watching.